Hi guys, my name is Molly and I'm here with three of last year's Global Guides, Yara, Panna and Tierna, and today we're going to talk to you about some useful virtual resources that you might find helpful throughout the isolation period and throughout the academic year. So first we'll start off with university-led resources, and Yara's going to talk about the social or the student advisors and the counselling services.
Right, so UC has student advisors and a counselling service. The student advisors are linked in with your course. So for example, if you're in arts, you have a bunch of student advisors in arts. If you're studying business, you'll have your own student advisors. And these are people that everyone is working from home, but they're available through phone calls, through email, through Zoom meetings. They're fully available for you to talk to. And if you have any sort of problem, it can be a range of things. It could be financial, it could be to do with mental health, it could be to do with, your actual university courses. These are the people to talk to. And you'll find their information and the specific persons as well in the directory or in a document. Then you also have the counselling service, which is very much based on or focused on mental health. It's part of UCD's health center, and they also are working from home currently, but they are available for regular meetings, and you can sign up with them and you can actually speak to professional counselors through Zoom or another video call conference. So.
Another virtual resource that you might find helpful is a course that's being offered by the Arts and Humanities School. It is a no credit course. It's just a great way for students to make up their time virtually. You'll learn a lot of things about Ireland and the importance of the new guidelines throughout or maintained by the government. So you can find more information about that on the Arts and Humanities page through the UCD website.
Like Molly mentioned, keeping up with the whole COVID-19 situation, UCD has come up with some frequently asked questions. You can easily find these on the UCD website or the UCD Global website. These are mainly to do with how to come back to work and what precautions to be are taken while you're on campus, and also the kind of regulations and rules that students may have to follow when we come back in September. However, the situation being so dynamic as it is frequently updated. So please do make sure to keep a lookout on how they're always changing.
And university estate services keep student and staff updated about services on campus that are reopened or functioning as well. They update everyone about the daily and monthly services, such as power outage affecting Belfield campus, or even forecasting any road maintenance or work or limited parking space when there are busy times ahead, like conferring ceremonies and such.
So the next topic we're going to talk about is education.
So I studied history and politics, and for that I had to use a lot of sources, and I had to do a lot of essay writing and researching and stuff like that. And obviously normally I would use the library a lot, but now everything was online. And so I used a lot of the James Joyce Library online resources. They have a massive archive, and they have access to many more archives in terms of primary and secondary resources. And another resource I really used a lot was the Internet Archive, which is just a website that is full of literally every single book in the whole world, as well as primary resources. And it's just a great place to find any kind of sources you need if you're in arts or humanities and you need to do a lot of writing.
I studied maths and French. And for those two, for the French, I mainly used Grammarly and Amazon ebook because I had to do a lot of essays. And while I was doing my essays, I used Grammarly a lot, which is an artificial intelligence and natural language processing software. So as I was writing my essays, it would correct not only my spelling, but also gave me advices on how to make my sentences more professional. And then I also used Amazon ebooks because I preferred to use a highlighter on just the device, and then I could add in little notes about words or sentences that I really liked. So then when I went back to writing my essays, all of my notes would already be saved there. For my maths, UCD James Joyce Library offers a math support center. And what was really great is when the lockdown happened, they didn't just seize all support centers, they actually created an online math support center. So hopefully when we go back during September, this service is going to come back as an online math support center as well.
So I study biology, and for us, our exams were mainly getting information from current review articles and current scientific research and compiling them and formulating our own ideas. So Google Scholar would be a great website that we use. So if you would just put in something into Google, you tend to get a lot of other kind of articles and newspaper readings which aren't the most reliable sources. So Google Scholar helps filter out the things that you really need. PubMed is another very good resource for biology especially. Interestingly enough, I'm one who gets distracted very easily and I always need to be busy and I'm always on my phone. So there's this really nice app called Forest. Do try downloading it. It helps you build a tree and it actually locks your phone for that time period. And it's a very, for me, a very essential app on my phone when I'm studying because it really helps me concentrate. Yeah.
So the next topic we're going to talk about is travel.
So one of the apps that is very useful as a travel application is an app called Free Now. It used to be called My Taxi, and I very much use this around when I'm in town very late at night. It's very useful mainly because it's very safe. You set up your own account and you put in your phone number details, and you can also set up your credit card. So if you don't have any cash on you, you can just pay the taxi through your phone. It's safe mainly because when you order your taxi, you get a picture of the driver and their name and their taxi number as well. So as they drive up, and let's say there's loads of people waiting for taxis, you see the taxi number on the car. And so if somebody's trying to steal your taxi, you'd be able to tell them that it's yours anyway. And usually just to have that extra safety, I usually send my mom or my sister the number of the taxi, so everyone, so they know where I am and I'm safe.
So Dublin is actually really well connected with public transport. You have the Dublin bus, you have the Lewis and the Dart. And a very handy thing, especially for students, is the Leap card. So the Leap card is basically a subsidized travel card. So you top it up with some money, and as a student, you have certain cap-offs. So basically, if I spend more than 20 euro a week on travel, it'll just get capped off because I'm using my student card. So it's really handy when you want to travel around, and you can use the Leap card on all these services. So not just the Dublin bus, but also the Lewis. And yeah.
And the best way to really find your way around Dublin and campus as well is simply by Google Maps. From my own experience, you can download offline maps as well before you fly to Ireland, because once you arrive at the airport, you may not be able to instantly have access to Wi-Fi or the internet. All the Dublin buses and UCD campus as well is fully serviced with Wi-Fi. So once you're on campus, you can actually just enter the Wi-Fi network and find your way around. Generally, I find the UCD app quite informative as well, because it really shows you what services are available and where on campus. Google Maps actually has quite a few things on campus sort of staked out. So the entire science building, for example, is fully found on Google Maps. Like every single floor is found on there. But yeah, those two are, my main sort of advice for getting around town, getting around Ireland as well generally. And it's just generally a really safe way to find your way around.
Another pro tip to give you would be if you are under the age of 19, definitely get a child leave card because you end up saving a lot of money, and that's something that people actually don't know about. So definitely look into it.
The next topic we're going to discuss is entertainment and virtual tours.
So one of the resources that I have really been using the past few months being stuck at home has been the Lonely Planet websites. And especially if you are moving to Ireland soon, it's a really great place to start to just figure out what is Ireland about and the places that are interesting in Ireland and around Dublin as well. And obviously the Lonely Planet offers you maps and interesting tours and stuff, but it also offers you really interesting articles around Irish culture or specific towns or Dublin as well. So yeah, I really think that's a great place to learn a bit more about Dublin and Ireland, but in a sort of entertaining way. So.
With the whole stay at home thing, I think all of us have become very used to watching things online. So obviously as students, Netflix and Disney Plus being the new uh, streaming service available is very popular. Although these do not have student deals in Ireland, make sure you get them with a bunch of friends so it really cuts down the cost for your subscription. The ones with student deals would be probably Amazon Prime and Spotify. Especially Spotify is really good when you're trying to, uh, when you're traveling to college or you need a break or you're doing some kind of workout. So definitely look into the student deals there. And I'm sure people would have many more streaming services that you're welcome to share with us as well.
I use RTE Player and All 4 to watch some UK and Irish shows that are not usually available on Netflix. Um, I usually watched My Mad Fat Diary and Normal People on these two applications, and they were very good in my opinion as a streamer. They are very handy in terms of not accepting payments to watch the shows. You just need to sign up and you're good to go to watch. The only backfire about this is that you get a lot of targeted ads, and normally they would have at least 4 ads at the beginning and in the middle of the shows. But other than that, it's as long as you're very patient watching through those ads, they're actually very good. So those ones are the ones I would recommend.
There's no better time to discover Ireland than through the various virtual tours that are available online. You can move through the National Gallery of Ireland and view works of Irish artists, even a piece by Caravaggio, all from the comfort of your home. There are also numerous landmarks such as the Giant's Causeway and the Cliffs of Moher that you can unearth online and hopefully get to visit in person someday. So the next topic we're going to discuss is shopping.
When you first arrive in Ireland and you need to self-isolate for 14 days, or it might change, one of the things that I find really handy, because I had to self-isolate recently, is apps like Deliveroo or Just Eat or Uber Eats, because they're currently delivering to your door without making contact with the driver. So it's a really safe way to get some food like for your home. And they also deliver small groceries and stuff like that. Or, you know, like things like shampoo, things you really need in your first few days. But if you don't want to go out, if you don't want to go to the shops, or if you don't want to really make a big grocery delivery, that's a really great place to find groceries and find food. So
the Centre on UCD campus have developed an app where students who are living on campus or those that are availing of the campus accommodation during the self-isolation period can buy their groceries and meals on the Centre app and have them delivered to their accommodation. You can also buy the groceries online and schedule delivery from Tesco, SuperValu and Dunn stores and have it delivered to your home. You just need to provide an Irish phone number and the correct address and make sure you're available to meet the driver once you schedule your delivery.
UCD has a student union shop where there is healthy ready meals that you can buy on campus, and you can either just have it there or heat it up in microwaves that are scattered all around the campus. And then another very cool, healthy ready meals that I found out about is a place called Gourmet Fuel. It's something that my mom discovered when she was working a lot of hours as a doctor, and she didn't have a lot of time cooking, but she wanted to still eat really healthily. So Gourmet Fuel is a business that serves meals cooked by gourmet chefs who are passionate about serving fresh, tasty, and nutritious foods. You can design your own ideal meal plan and either collect or have it delivered right to your door.
Another thing that you really require once you start college would be supplies for school. So these could be anywhere from notebooks to pens to folders to erasers. A really good place to get them would be the small bookshop on campus. So this is in UCD, right next to the library. They also sell some textbooks that at a slightly subsidized rate. So if you were looking for textbooks or notebooks, you should definitely get it from there. The SU shops also do have a small range of stationery along with the food that Panna mentioned. Another good online resource would be eSense. So they're a company which does delivery right to your doorstep, and currently they do have student deals going on. So do check them out if you need stationery.
Now we're going to discuss individual topics.
So as lockdown happened, I didn't know how to sort of keep busy but still do something every single day. So once all of my exams were finished, one of the things that I resorted to was cooking, because I'm a giant foodie and I love cooking. So I took a lot of inspiration from social media. I have 3 people that I follow on a regular basis where I steal their ideas with cooking and baking as well. So they are Niall, and then another person called Let's Munch, and then Happy Pear. They're quite different from one another in cooking styles. Let's Munch kind of embraces the life of cooking, whether it is fatty or greasy. Niall, on the other hand, likes to cook healthy, but fulfilling those cravings. And then Happy Pear is 2 twin brothers who are vegan and creating vegan recipes that are so delicious and they make you question life completely. So I do recommend checking those people out. And we have them linked down, and there's lots and lots of ideas where you can steal their ideas as well and just go crazy and be creative.
So with lockdown, I think we were all stuck at home, and fitness was one thing that everybody missed. But there were small ways of keeping up with it at home, be it watching YouTube videos or taking Zoom classes with some people. I would definitely recommend this yoga session taken by Adrian. So she has a 30-day yoga challenge, which is really fun, and it really helps you keep fit and also gives you that mindfulness and that inner peace that you're looking for. UCD actually recently opened up their sports and fitness center. So the UCD Fitness Center has the gym and the 50-meter Olympic swimming pool. They also do various classes generally. Obviously, with COVID, they had to be stopped, but do keep a lookout on their website to see when they start again. Personally, I love dancing. So over the lockdown, I've been looking at videos online on YouTube and on Instagram. I've been trying to learn some steps here and there. I love doing Bollywood dancing, so I'm learning that. There are also various other dance forms in Dublin that you can learn.
So another topic that I find really important during these times is mental health and mindfulness. And so over the past few months, I've really tried to incorporate that into my daily life. So I've been using I've been trying a lot of apps focused around meditations. So one of the apps that I've been using a lot is called Headspace. And it's just really a good way to, focus on your daily life, focus on how you're feeling. It's also a great way to, work on your sleeping patterns and stuff like that. And mindfulness in general, like if meditation is not something for you, like mindfulness is not just meditation. It can be drawing, it can be mindful walking or working out. It can be anything really. So it's just something that I'd really encourage people to try out and give it a shot and try to, incorporate into your daily life, and it really helps you with your studies and with stress related to COVID, and with moving to another country as well. So yeah.
And that wraps us up. Make sure to stay safe and use the COVID Tracker app on your travels. We hope to see you on campus soon. Done.
Glad.